Welcome back to Transfers Talk Tennessee Sports. I'm Jewel Spear.
And I'm Zaida Pooney.
And this is our last show, guys.
It's so sad. It feels just like yesterday we just started this.
I know, but this has been a good experience, and we've become much more comfortable in front of the camera and behind the camera. But since this is our last show, we did want to go on a more exciting note. There was Rocky Top Royale last week, and we have some lovely pictures of people and what they wore. The first one is Kirby, a baseball player. Like, look at that mustache. It
just looks like a real country boy right there.
Cow, like the hat, the sunglasses, the mustache, it really just came together. And I believe he won Mr. Tennessee.
Yeah, I think he was like
with Big O, right?
Yeah.
From football, yeah.
And then the second picture is my teammate Riley and Sydney, our videographer.
Yeah.
And me. And you can see our nice little SEC regular season and tournament championship ring.
And we'll talk more about, SEC champs a little bit later in the show. But that is a nice ring. I saw you all come to the stage when you all won an award. Y'all kind of swept a lot of awards, though. I think Kiki won one, Riley won one, and then y'all's team won one, which was very impressive. And now switching over to basketball, you see us in the bottom left. And look at our team. You got Kaya in the pink, Avery in the pink. You got the Darby sisters, Tess and Edie right there. Kanaya, Jill, and Talasia looking nice and snaggy.
Yep.
You got me in the black dress.
The suit looks so good.
It does.
And the color.
It does. The blue just pops. Yeah. But last photo.
And then the last one is volleyball. They look really nice.
They do.
It's just crazy how much you look. How much different you look when you're not in uniform.
It does.
Because, there's a picture in the next slide where I didn't even know what team that was.
That is true. I was like, Zaida, who is this? So let's go to the next slide and talk about those. So in the top left, what sport do we have?
The rowers.
The rowers. That's nice. Look at, the olive green.
Yep.
That's really pretty. It's a unique color, too.
Yeah.
They got a lot of people on their team, too.
There's, you can make two teams.
For real?
No, it's like a football team because there's 100 and something of them. Because
No
there's
way.
a varsity team and a JV team, I think.
I did not know that. Dang.
And then this one's track and field, the throwers.
The throwers.
Yes.
We got the rowers and the throwers. That's just a nice, classy look, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Just nice, classy, and slick. And then in the bottom left, we have soccer. I really like the blue dress in the middle. It's just really bright. And it really sticks out. And I think that's Kate right there in the red
Kate
dress.
Runyon?
Yeah. She's really good at soccer.
Yeah. And then that is tennis. Tennis. Everybody looked so nice at Rocky Top Royale.
They did. Everybody stood out in their own ways, in their own colors. And we have one more slide that we want to show you all. These are football. Obviously, this is football, but there's Jordan right there. That's just a nice, clean look, nice watch. Just simple. And it sticks out. You got
Brew looks nice and simple.
Dante. Overall, I think everyone, like we said, everyone stood out in their own ways, and it was just really nice to see everybody come together at the event. The event was very beautiful. Mm-hmm. They had a 360 turning machine for the photos. They had
the orange carpet.
Yes, the orange carpet.
Yeah.
And they were just ready to take pictures of us and really celebrate us as athletes because, we go through a lot during the season. And then after the season, just to have a time to really just see each other outside our uniforms, like you said, and just cherish those moments is very special.
Yeah.
Up next, in honor of this being our final show, we're going to do a best of spring sports moments. So my first pick is Mona McSherry's 100 breast split at SEC's on the 400 medley relay. She split 55.9, which was one of the fastest splits in history. So this is actually really, really awesome. In lane 4, we've got Florida. In lane 5, we've got Tennessee. And so as you can see, Mona goes in the water a little bit behind the Florida breaststroker Molly Main. And she makes up this ground so fast. Molly Main actually ends up splitting 58, which is actually a really, really decent split for 100 breaststroker, most of the girls in this field will split between 57 and 58. And you can see that Mona's actually completely closed the gap by the 50-yard mark. And so in this third 25, she will just continue to extend this lead. I mean, she has just been such a dominant breaststroker in the SEC the last 4 years. And as you can see on this last 25, I mean, she almost has 2 body lengths over Molly Main. And so this relay, Tennessee won, which was really, really special. It was the only relay that they won over Florida at SECs. And Florida had a really, really dominant meet. They have Bella Sims as a freshman who was the backstroker on that relay, actually, who's an Olympian. She was an Olympian out of high school, which is crazy. And then they had another transfer come in from Cal this past year, Isabel Ivy. And so they had a really, really talented team put together. And so it was really, really special to see the Vols get that victory. And Mona McSherry's performance was like,
impressive.
what did it?
Yeah,
So my second pick is Rakia Jackson hitting 2,000 career points. I was actually there for that game. That was my very first Lady Vol basketball game ever. And so it was just really, really cool to just watch that, it's a huge milestone, but for her it was business as usual. She just kept going, and so that was really, really cool to watch. And then my last pick for top moments of the spring is just the home run battle between Blake Burke and Simo on the baseball team. Blake has actually hit 15 home runs on the season, and Simo has hit 21. But the overall, they're kind of battling back and forth for that team record, which I think is so special when you've got, so many talented people battling, for that success. And it's not just them. Billy Amick's been hitting really, really well too. You said he had,
I believe, like 13 maybe.
Yeah.
It's right there. So they're all hitting really well,
Crazy.
top to bottom.
The baseball team's been doing really, really well. So those are my 3 picks. I'm going to turn it over to Jewel for what she's got.
So my picks are first softball.
Obviously.
They won back-to-back regular SEC champs. And they plan on, going to the SEC tournament and doing, the same in the sense of winning. So we'll see how that goes. My next one is, you see Dalton Connect. Everybody knows who that is.
Of course.
But this is just a picture of them after their regional final loss to Purdue. And I think it just speaks to, not only how far they went this season, but just the support we have here at Tennessee. Seeing all those fans, the kids wanting to get, autographs, pictures, the adults as well. And it's just a special moment. And I think they got back late that night. They got back late, and look at that. The fans are still there. They still want to see, the Tennessee athletes. And once again, it just speaks to who we are at Tennessee, how we support our players here and love on each other and just want to see each other succeed.
Really special.
And my last one are some track runners. Josia Sears, she's an elite runner. She has world records. It says she's the world #1 in the 100-meter dash at 10.77 seconds, which is just extremely fast. I wouldn't even want to try and run against her. She'd be at the finish line and I'd just be starting. It would be too big of a difference. And then we have Tamaris McCollum on the guy's side, who has the #2 record and the NCAA #1 for the 100-meter dash, which is also crazy. Just seeing, we've talked about it, not just about transfers, but people here at Tennessee. We really hold the best athletes in the world. And seeing what all these other sports are doing, how everybody is pretty much ranked here at Tennessee. And then you have, people of individual sports like track and field able to really just set records and be successful in their sport and really put Tennessee on the map. It's always been on the map, but really just showing people we do this.
Absolutely. And this is not an all-inclusive list.
No.
We just picked top 3 just because, we wanted to keep it concise. But there have been a lot more really, really special moments in terms of Tennessee sports this spring. So moving on to the next, just a couple points of what to watch out for in the next coming months while we're not going to be here anymore doing this show. One being softball. We were just talking about softball. Obviously, they're going to be at the SEC championship. They leave on Wednesday, and so hopefully they're going to bring home another title.
We need it, Zaida. We need it. Baseball, baseball's been really successful. Katie's already talked about the home run success that they've had. What 3 players that she mentioned, but really top to bottom, they're just a really good lineup. I believe you said they got ranked number 1 overall, so let's go.
NCAA college baseball as of last night.
That's so good.
After their victory over Florida.
They've been trending like consistently, and we talked about it with Cal a couple shows ago. Like, they're a player-led team, but they also have really good coaching as well.
Totally, and this is the best place to be. The closer and closer they get to SECs and then Omaha, I mean, you definitely want to be trending upward as opposed to the other way.
Exactly.
Number 3 is football. Obviously, you know, first football game is against...
I believe it's UT Chattanooga.
Yep, Chattanooga. Right at the end of August. So make sure you guys tune in for that. The stadium renovations are hopefully going to be done by then.
It will definitely be a full house. You know, at the spring game it's only 10,000, but we're expecting 100,000 sold out Neyland Stadium like always.
So that'll be awesome, as it usually is. Oh, I'll talk about this one too. So swimming and diving actually has Olympic trials coming up in the next month and a half, but there's actually a lot of other Olympic international things going on. So for the U.S., Olympic trials are at the end of June, and you basically go to, well, normally it's Omaha, but this year they moved it to Indianapolis. So it's going to be in the Indianapolis Colts Stadium.
Oh, wow.
So what they do every 4 years
That's crazy.
is they build a pool, like literally the last couple of years, it was in Omaha, but they bring in all this equipment, they build a pool in the middle of this stadium, right? And so then when the meet's over, they like take it down and then pack it up and send it to another location where they're going to rebuild it and
crazy.
stuff.
Wait, so they like tear up the field type thing?
Well, they'll just build on top of it.
Oh, they build on top of it. Okay,
so
I was about to say, what?
No, so it's like a pool on stilts.
Okay.
So then they'll put like
elevated a little bit.
Yep, platforms and stuff. So there's going to be a ton of people there. This is the first time it's been at the Colts Stadium. So
that's a huge stadium. Does it get like pretty full, or like how does it?
I don't know. We've never had it there. It's normally in Omaha. I think it's like PNC or something. TD Center or whatever. But normally it does.
I was going to say, if anything with the Olympics, I think you're going to get a lot of support.
Oh, it's pretty special. So that's for USA trials at the end of June. And then, you know, in the next couple of months, you'll see a lot of the Tennessee swimmers that are from other countries go back to their countries and compete in their trials to go to the Olympics at the end of the summer. So everybody always follows the Olympics and stuff.
No, that's true.
So you'll see some Tennessee swimmers and divers in the Olympics this year.
Make sure you support. Now to volleyball. Just to speak on volleyball, last season they got to host, and that was their first time hosting in a while. And just seeing how successful they were with some young players and people that have also graduated, but they brought in some transfers and some other recruits out of high school. So I'm excited to see how they can do this year, given the year that they had last year.
Absolutely.
And then to wrap it up, women's basketball.
Of course.
Why not? But we've gotten some more recruits. We actually just got one the other day. She announced her commitment yesterday. Transfer from Arkansas, a guard. I think it just speaks to, once again, like Coach Kim and her staff and how successful they've been in the transfer portal, but also the relationships they're able to build in a short amount of time. And we get to leave, and I get to leave after graduation. I graduate, so
congratulations.
Thank you. Other people can leave after their exams are done. And she's given us a pretty lengthy break, but with that lengthy break comes a lot of self-accountability. She's given us a program to do, strength and conditioning program with our strength and conditioning coach, but also making sure we're getting our workouts in so we can stay on track with this break, because we know once season hits, it's all
go time.
Just go time. There's not really a lot of breaks, so she wants to give us this, mental break, but also making sure you're still staying in shape, staying fit, and staying prepared for the season, because the summer is important to the season to make sure you're prepared.
Absolutely. Well, keep an eye out for these sports and all the other Tennessee sports that we, didn't mention here, because it's going to be another really, really special year of Tennessee sports. So last thing we're going to do today is kind of go through our best of the show so far. So Jewel, what was the favorite show that we put together?
I think the favorite show we did that really stands out is the Super Bowl commercials.
Ooh,
that was really funny. Like, we all were on set, Zaida, me and you, and just putting up, seeing our personality, and each person had a different commercial. So seeing how we were able to watch, the Super Bowl, watch the commercials, find joy in that, find joy in the game, even though, Zaida's team and the 49ers did not win. So I don't know if she really found much joy in that, but she was able to, find joy in the commercials. And the commercials is always something you look forward to, when it goes to commercials of other regular season games, you're just like, just going around, whatever, doing about your business. But when it comes to the Super Bowl, you're like, let me watch this, because people pay a lot of money to put it on.
Totally. I'm with you. I like that one a lot. I also like the one we did last week where we were like getting to know each other, asking the silly questions and
fun
stuff. That was a lot of fun.
Who is your favorite guest?
My favorite guests, I think, were Ella from softball and Cal from baseball.
Yep.
That was a really, really good show. I thought they did a really, really good job, and the conversations we had were really, really interesting.
I'd say my favorite guests are Cal. That was just a really good conversation. Like we talked about, it's just how successful baseball is doing, how successful he's doing in his senior year. And ever since we talked, like they've been trending in the right direction, but ever since we talked, they've been
getting better,
shooting even better. But I'd say another guest was our first guest, Jordan Gainey. Like,
Jordan was
if
great.
you look at that episode, like you see how much growth that we've come to. Like, it's just crazy. Like, we were so nervous. Like, we didn't know what we were doing really. Like, we were just kind of, I don't want to say thrown in the water, but you kind of have to be thrown in the water to experience it. And like seeing the growth that we've done throughout how many weeks we've done this, it's just very impressive. And it just shows like with practice you can get better, and when you get better you just have confidence in what you're doing.
Absolutely. The fun fact, we actually didn't know what the name of our show was going to be until
we were
30 seconds before we went on camera. Like, we were literally sitting there and we just put 2 and 2 together that we were all transfers.
Yeah.
And then we were like, oh my gosh.
Transfers Talk Tennessee
That's what
Sports.
it should be. 30 seconds before we went on camera for the first show. So
my challenge to y'all is to try and say our show name 5 times fast. Or maybe 1 time in general, because like when other people are like, hey, you have that show, what is it called? And they're like, Transfers Talk Tennessee Sport. They have to slow it down.
It's a tongue twister.
Not for us anymore. We say it every day. So.
I know. It's much better than it was before. I had to be like, Transfers Talk
Tennessee Sports. Literally, like, break it up.
I know, seriously. Last question. What was your favorite discussion that we had?
Favorite discussion. I think favorite discussion might have been NIL. I think
we're on the same wavelength.
Come on,
I was going to say the same thing.
I mean, NIL is just, it's been so big in the college scheme. Like, just seeing how much it's grown over the years and the unknown it was when it first like was mentioned. And I think it's really brought sports to another level. We've talked about, sports such as women's basketball and other women's sports, softball, gymnastics. Like, you see these influential, famous people that are able to really just use their platform, use their voice, and really impact other people. Also get out in the community, whether that's just signing an autograph, which seems so little to us, but so big to a fan. Take pictures, spend time with the people that support you. And I don't think, when we talk NIL, a lot of people think money, but I really think like relationships. I think like how you're able to, once again, get out in your community. Like, you're not just focused on your sport, but you're able to share the wealth, share your wisdom and your knowledge to other people, and it helps benefit them because you're really showing what it is to be not only a college athlete, but a lady ball.
Absolutely. I was going to say the same thing. You just said it a lot more eloquently than I did. I really, really like the NIL discussion because my capstone project for grad school, I actually did on NIL. And so I had to do a ton of research about NIL going into the discussion. So there were a lot of like little nuances and details. And so it was really, really fun to talk about it, especially with you, especially in a sport where it's a lot more heavily impacted by NIL than I'm used to. So it was really, really fun just getting your perspective and getting other athletes' perspectives throughout the whole process. So,
well, that's it.
I would say see you next week, but we're not going to see you next week. So definitely a little sad. How you feeling, Jewel?
Sad. I'm sad. I'm not going to lie. Like, having this experience, I just want to give a shout out to Dr. Harrison.
Yes, shout out to Dr. Harrison.
We really appreciate you. Thank you, Katie, for doing this. Thank you, Zaida, for being behind the cameras, making this all go smoothly, and then when you're on the camera being really great. So it's just like bittersweet. Like,
I know.
I feel like we're gonna come back here next week and do another show, but this is really it.
But we're not. That's it. That's all she wrote.
But make sure y'all, really just watch our videos if you haven't. You know, start from the beginning, see our growth like we've talked about, and really enjoy these shows. And you never know, maybe we'll have like a special appearance or something.
Absolutely.
You never know.
You never know. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in, for watching, and just keeping up this whole semester. And we'll see you around. Go Vols.
Go Vols.